Yo, what's going on guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in today's video we're going to be getting back on the tutorial grind, and I'm going to be showing you how you can do this super clean and unique effect in Sony Vegas Pro. As usual, I'm going to be keeping the intro as short as possible. All I ask you guys to do is just drop a like and subscribe to the channel with post notifications on. It really does mean a lot to me. It only takes a few seconds out of your day, as it's taken me a few hours to think of this effect, show you guys how to do it, and overall edit it into a video. So if you guys could just show a little bit of support back to me, that means so much to me. I've got new tutorials and highlight videos coming very soon, as long as a possible editing pack this weekend, so look out for that and make sure that you have notifications on so you do not miss out on it. So the first thing we're going to be going ahead and adding for our pre-effect is going to be shake. This is basically going to give a bit of build up to the kill, and it's really going to help anticipate it better. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and add is s_shake, drag and drop the default version on. You can go ahead and copy my settings right here. I'm just going to open up all the different types of shake right here so you guys can get the full thing. Those are the full settings right there. Go ahead and copy all of those, pause the video, and you want to go and turn this down to 0, hit keyframe, go to the end of the clip and put this to 0.4 to 8. And leave that like that, and that's basically going to keyframe it so the shake builds up as the clip goes on. Okay, so the next effect you want to go ahead and add is pinch punch. Just drag the default version on, or the medium pinch if you have that. I'm not sure if that's default, but just go, it doesn't matter. Go to the amount, put this to 0, then hit animate. Then you want to go to the end of the clip, go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You can use your arrow keys to move back specific frames, all of these buttons right here. Then you want to drag your 0 keyframe here. And then you want to go to the end of the clip and put this to negative 0.75, and that's basically going to pinch the screen in a bit just before the kill happens and warp the sort of outer area, which looks really good. The next effect we're going to go ahead and add right now is s_film damage, and you want to go ahead and drag the default version on and copy my settings right here. Now I recommend having your dust density from 10 to 30. Because the pre-effect in my case is quite short, I'm going to put it to 30. And then you want to go to the vignette darkness, turn this down to 0, keyframe at the start, go to the end, and put this all the way up to 0.7. And that's basically going to add some sort of darkness around the edges, as you can see, and really help enhance the build up to the kill. The next and pretty optional effect that you can add if you have the universe plugins, which are pretty easy to get by the way, is chromatic aberration. I don't really see this used too much in highlight edits. I mean, it is used a fair amount by some of the more advanced editors, but for beginners and sort of mid-tier editors, it's not used too often. So what you're going to go ahead and do is drag and drop the default version on. You want to turn the master distortion down to 0, the master scale down to 0, the edge blur to 0, and the radial blur to 0. Now we want to go ahead and go to about halfway through our pre-effect. Anyways, it doesn't have to be exact, just around that sort of area, maybe a third in. You want to turn the master distortion and keyframe that at 0. Then you want to go ahead and drag this over here. And then you want to go ahead and go to the end of the clip and put this up to 1. Now if you want to add a little bit more extra blur to the outside, you can also go ahead and do the exact same thing with the edge blur. You just want to go ahead and drag the keyframe here. Then you want to go to the end of the clip and turn your edge blur to about 3, and as you can see, that's going to add a little bit more blur to the outside. Alright guys, so the next and one of the most important effects when it comes to actually doing this pre-effect to really complement the other effects that are on it, is going to be s_warp fisheye. You want to go ahead and drag and drop the default version on. Then you want to go to the start of the clip, turn the amount down to 0, hit animate that. Then you want to go to the end of the clip and put this to negative 0.25. And that's really going to help complement the pinch punch and just make it look a lot better. As you can see right here on the preview, as the clip progresses, the edges blur with the chromatic aberration, and the pinch really does start to go inside a lot nicer. Now one thing that you can do is you can sort of adjust where you want the initial keyframe or animation to start of the warp fisheye. I recommend going a little bit after you did the chromatic aberration, or roughly around halfway through the whole pre-effect. So around here is good. You can do it from the start if you do want a longer build up, but if you want something more short and sharp, I recommend this amount is pretty good. Next up, the penultimate effect we're going to be adding onto this right here is going to be s_sharpen. This one is super simple to apply. You just want to go ahead and get s_sharpen, drag the default version on, go to the start of the clip, put the sharpness amplitude to 0, keyframe that, go to the end of the clip and put this all the way up to 1. And that's basically just going to make the detail a lot finer, and it's going to sort of cartoonize the effect. I don't know if that's a word, I just said something random, but you get the point, And the final effect is going to be color corrector secondary. So you want to go ahead and drag and drop the default version on and copy my settings right here. This one really is up to personal preference. It's basically going to isolate some of the colors of the background and some of the colors of the skin. It's just going to change up the color, kind of desaturate it a little bit. But what we're going to go ahead and do is go into the custom section, and you can just mess around with these settings. This is what I am specifically using. You can move the center around, and as you can see, it kind of changes the color a little bit. You can make it so the skin is more bright than the background. It's really up to you, but I'm just going to use something like this. And basically, to make this blend all really nicely together, you just want to drag the clip to the left and sort of fade that in by about 0.1 is good, and that's just going to fade in the effects like that, so it's not just a drastic and sudden change, it slowly fades itself in. So I'm going to really quickly go through the afterkill effects. You don't want to have something too over the top or crazy because the pre-effect was quite big, so you just want something simple and nice to complement it. So in order to achieve this, we're going to first add s_raise, go ahead and drag and drop the default version on and copy my settings. Now depending on what sort of color glow you want to do, which I will be going on in a second, you can change the raise color to that. I'm going to be going for something that's like purple, so you can just go ahead and choose this by scrolling through here and choosing your color. Then you want to go to the raise brightness. You want to go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, around 15ish frames is good, doesn't have to be exact, and put that down to 0. Then you want to go ahead and drag and drop the default glow on, and then copy my settings right here. So I'm going to turn the brightness down to 3 because it's going to get even brighter when we add another effect, so 3 is good. Then you want to go ahead and change the color to the same sort of tone of purple is good, doesn't have to be exact, and there you go. Now we're going to go ahead and keyframe the brightness, go in line with the raise, and turn this down all the way to 0. Okay, so the next effect we're going to be adding is distort RGB. You want to go ahead and drag and drop the default version on and copy my settings. I'm just going to boost the amount to about 0.2 to really make it pop. And you want to keyframe the start, then you want to go a few frames behind the s_raise, so about 12 to 13 frames, and put that down to 0. And that is going to make the afterkill effect look super nice. Next thing we're going to add is a little bit of s_shake. This is just your regular sort of highlight shake. So you can go ahead and copy my settings. I'm sure a lot of you already have this. If not, I'm going to super quickly show you guys the whole thing. So pause the video, copy those down if you'd like, and if you want to save it for future use, you can press this by renaming it. Then you want to go to the amplitude, keyframe the amplitude, go about halfway into the clip, and put this down all the way to 0. There we go. Now the final thing you want to go ahead and add is s_flicker. Super simple. Drag and drop the default version on and copy my settings right here. Just want to go ahead and keyframe the brightness from 1.2 and put this all the way down to 1, just so it's not too bright during the whole effect. One final sort of thing that is optional if you want to add, it's just this butterfly animation thing. What you can go ahead and do is right click on your video track, insert new video track, and then put this in here. You really don't have to do it, but if you do want to go ahead and do it, you can download it from my Discord, link in description. I highly recommend you join that anyways. But basically what you want to go ahead and do is go to more on your new video layer with the butterfly effect, go to compositing mode and change this to screen, and that's just going to get rid of the background. Then you want to find where the butterflies actually appear. So it's about here. Just cut it down and you want to put it exactly where the main beat drop was. Then as you can see, there's going to be these butterflies on the screen. It looks kind of cool, I guess. I know a lot of editors are doing it, so I'm sure you guys will probably like that. Then you just want to fade this out, and if you really want to go the extra mile, you can actually match this to the color of the glow. So you can do this by just going to hue set bright. If you already have like a blue or white glow, you can just leave it as its original color of blue. But in this case, I've got a purple one, so what I can go ahead and do is just find where I can clearly see the color of it, go to the hue shift and just change this till it's pink or purple. And there you go, that is it, completely matched up to the glow. It looks really clean in my opinion. I think it's quite nice, but that's all up to you. That is basically the whole video there, guys. I really hope you did enjoy and it did help you out in some way. If it did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel with post notifications on to not miss out on this huge editing pack I have this weekend and any future tutorials or highlight edits. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.